The year is 2025. China is no longer just a rising economic power, it's now a formidable military force. Its navy boasts the world's largest fleet, and its air force and missile technology rival, and sometimes surpass, the United States. This military modernization is the backbone of a new assertive foreign policy. Beijing is actively arming friends and partners worldwide using military hardware as a tool of statecraft. Chinese defense giants like Norinco and AVIC are now innovators, offering advanced, cost-effective weapons that attract a growing list of nations. China's rise as a major arms exporter challenges the long-standing dominance of the US and Russia in the global arms market. The implications are profound. Nations once limited in their options now access advanced drones, warships, and fighter jets from a supplier with few political strings attached. This is a strategic maneuver, building alliances, securing resources, and reshaping the global order. The Dragon's arsenal is open for business, and the world is taking notice. We're witnessing the birth of a defense Silk Road, a network of military partnerships mirroring the Belt and Road Initiative. As Chinese frigates dock in Karachi and drones patrol skies over Africa, old alliances are being tested. The world is entering a new phase of geopolitical competition, with China increasingly directing the flow of arms. China's arms industry once focused solely on equipping its own military, exporting only outdated equipment to a handful of allies. But under President Xi Jinping, the doctrine shifted. A great power needs a robust arms export industry. Selling weapons became a tool for influence, not just profit. China's massive investment in research and development transformed its defense sector into a leader in key technologies. A cornerstone of this strategy is China's no-strings-attached sales policy. Unlike the US, China sells to any government, regardless of politics or human rights. This approach appeals to nations under Western pressure or sanctions, making Beijing their supplier of choice. Chinese arms deals often come with attractive financing and technology transfers, hard for cash-strapped nations to refuse. The result? China has leapt from a marginal player to a top 5 global exporter. This isn't just commercial success, it's a strategic victory, creating a network of nations looking to Beijing for security. The global arms trade is being fundamentally reordered. China's rise as a supplier is reshaping the world's security landscape. China's military partnership with Iran exemplifies its strategic approach. Isolated by Western sanctions, Iran turned to China for the technology it needs to modernize its military. Their 25-year cooperation agreement centers on defense and security. China provides expertise and components for Iran's missile and drone programs, technologies now central to Tehran's regional strategy. This support lets Iran project power and challenge rivals like Saudi Arabia and Israel. For China, a stronger Iran complicates U.S. strategy in the Gulf and diverts American focus from the Indo-Pacific. The partnership also gives China valuable insights into U.S. military tactics, as Iran often confronts American forces. The China-Iran axis undermines Western sanctions and signals the end of Washington's ability to isolate adversaries. It's a clear sign that the unipolar moment is over. Algeria's military modernization highlights China's growing influence in North Africa. Traditionally reliant on Russian arms, Algeria now turns to Beijing for advanced capabilities, warships, rocket systems, and armed drones. This influx of Chinese technology is transforming Algeria into a regional powerhouse, unsettling neighbors and fueling a potential arms race. For China, Algeria is more than a customer. It's a strategic partner at the crossroads of Africa, Europe, and the Middle East. By supplying Algeria, China gains political leverage and potential naval access to the Mediterranean. The West, especially France and the US, watches with concern as China challenges their influence. As Algeria's military integrates with Chinese systems, its ties to Western forces weaken. China isn't just selling weapons, it's redrawing the region's geopolitical map. China and Pakistan's alliance is the most mature of Beijing's defense partnerships. For Pakistan, China is an indispensable ally, providing the hardware to deter India. For China, Pakistan is a strategic gateway to the Indian Ocean, and a counterweight to Indian influence. Their cooperation goes beyond sales, jointly developing the JF-17 fighter and supplying advanced frigates and submarines. The China-Pakistan Economic Corridor intertwines their security interests, making Pakistan's stability a Chinese priority. This deep partnership fuels the arms race with India and complicates U.S. efforts to court New Delhi. The China-Pakistan axis stands as a powerful bloc, reshaping South Asia's security order. Beijing's role as a power broker in the region is now undeniable. China's defense strategy targets the entire global South, aiming to erode Western influence and build a new coalition. Arms sales are just one part. China also offers infrastructure, political support, and an alternative development model. In Africa, Chinese arms flow to Nigeria, Ethiopia, and Zimbabwe, often linked to resource deals and infrastructure projects. The same pattern appears in Latin America, where countries like Venezuela and Argentina turn to China for military hardware. Each sale chips away at American dominance, empowering nations to act independently of the West. China presents itself as a partner, not a patron, appealing to leaders frustrated by Western lectures. By arming these nations, China quietly reconfigures the global balance of power. It's a revolution, one arms deal at a time. The Defense Silk Road is more than arms deals. It's a global security network with Beijing at its center. China's sales come with training, support, and joint exercises, integrating partners into its military ecosystem. Overseas bases like Djibouti signal China's ambition for a global military presence. Chinese academies train officers from Asia, Africa, and Latin America, spreading Chinese doctrine and influence. Joint exercises with Russia, Iran, and Pakistan showcase a new strategic alignment. The Defense Silk Road is the security arm of China's grand strategy, aiming to reshape the global order. The goal, a multipolar world where Beijing is a co-equal power. China is building a world safe for its rise. The West, led by the US, was slow to recognize the threat of China's Defense Silk Road. Now, as China's arms exports erode Western military and technological superiority, alarm bells are ringing. Advanced Chinese systems narrow the gap, complicating US operations and raising the risks of intervention. China's no-strings-attached policy is hard for the West to match, as Western arms sales are tied to values and regulations. This leaves the US and allies with a tough choice: compromise principles or lose influence. The response has been reactive, strengthening alliances like AUKUS and the Quad, and streamlining arms sales to key partners. But these efforts focus on the Indo-Pacific, while China's strategy is global. The West is playing catch-up, lacking a comprehensive counter-strategy. China's global reach is outpacing Western efforts. The arms race is no longer regional, it's worldwide. The challenge is only growing. The global arms trade is now a central front in great power competition. China's transformation into a top-tier arms supplier is reshaping alliances and power balances worldwide. The Defense Silk Road is already altering the security landscape from North Africa to South Asia. China offers nations military modernization without Western strings, fragmenting the old order. The unipolar moment is over. A multipolar chessboard has emerged. In some regions, China's arms sales fuel arms races and instability. In others, they prop up authoritarian regimes. For the US and its allies, freedom of action is increasingly constrained. The Thucydides trap looms not just in Asia, but across a global web of rivalries. The future will be defined by how the US and China manage this competition. The flow of arms along China's Defense Silk Road will chart the course of the new century.